Hi everyone, welcome to our webinar. My name is Cindy Kuhl, and with me is Joyce Nichols. We have been in a software training and consulting business for over 25 years, and it's our pleasure today to share with you how to keep your emails from being buried by using ACT. This next slide will show you the tips that Joyce will be demoing live for you. Since we are taking just 20 minutes, she'll be going through them rather quickly. You'll be sent a link to the video in the next couple of days, so feel free to just watch what is being shown. It will also be posted on our website. Joyce will be showing this integration using ACT for Windows. If you are using ACT for Web, some steps might be slightly different. If you need assistance, please let us know. So Joyce, take it away.
Thank you, Cindy. The first step is to set up the email integration between ACT and Outlook. To do that, we'll click the Tools menu, Preferences, Email and Outlook Sync tab. When I click the Email System Setup button, the wizard will be invoked, and that will walk us through the steps that we need to take to set up the integration. We're going to integrate with Microsoft Outlook, so I'll place a check mark in the box for Microsoft Outlook and select Next. This is where I will add the database that I'm going to be using. I'm going to remove this one so I can show you the actual steps that you'll take. The ACT database can become an address book within Outlook. So we'll add the database. The database in which you're in will be populated, so you'll add your username and password if necessary, and choose OK. At this point in Outlook, you'll now have the address book available to you. Click on Next, and on screen 4 of the wizard, this is where we choose the email editor that we would like to use. The two choices are Microsoft Outlook and the ACT email editor. Microsoft Outlook is a more robust editor, so I'll leave that as the recommended choice. On screen 5, this is an important screen. This is the history type that we would like recorded when we send an email, either from ACT or from Outlook. The choices that you have are none, email subject only, email subject and message recommended, and email subject message and all attachments. This is where we're going to set the default. We can override the default on an email by email basis, and I will show you how to do that when we get into Outlook. But I'd like to have the email subject and message as my choice. And now I'm going to select Next. When I attach, another great feature with this integration is that I'm able to attach emails from my inbox onto the contact record in ACT. So when I attach the record, what type of attachment do I want? Again, I'm going to choose email, subject, and message, which is the recommended. And there's a feature called Quick Attach. Again, I'll show you how to use that, but we're going to leave that set as the recommended. When you receive an Outlook invitation, ACT can accept that invitation and place it on the ACT calendar. So this screen 7 has to do with the activity invitation. So when I accept an activity, do I want the alarm to ring in ACT, Outlook, or both? Since I'm using ACT as my main calendar, I'm going to choose ACT recommended and select Next. And those are the questions that I need to answer to complete the integration. And now you'll see that the integration has been accepted. I'm going to choose OK. And now open Outlook. When I open Outlook, I'll see an Add-ins tab, and that's the place where you'll see the actual ACT icons as part of Outlook. So I'm going to click the Add-ins tab. And these are my ACT icons. Again, if you have other add-ins, those will be listed, but the ACT icons are always the first set of toolbar commands that are listed. So let's see this in action, how this works. So I'm going to send a new email. And I have a contact in my ACT database, and his name is Lance Parker. So I'm going to send Lance an email. And if you'll notice, I'm not in ACT originating the email, I'm in Outlook. I'll show you how you can originate the email from ACT as well. So I'll send Lance an email, and it will be about tomorrow's meeting. I'll just send something very simple and choose Send. So when I send that email, I'm going to confirm that that email was recorded on Lance Parker's contact record. So I'm going to search for Lance Parker. I'm going to click on the History tab, and you'll see that the email that I sent to Lance is recorded on his contact record. So it's very easy. Any correspondence I have with Lance, I don't have to look through my sent items. I can just go to Lance's contact record. I also want you to see that you can originate an email from Outlook as well. Perhaps I'm on Lance's contact record and I decide to shoot him an email. All I need to do is to click on his email address, and an email will be populated in the to, and now I can go ahead and send an email from Outlook. So again, you can originate the email from ACT or from Outlook. Let's see what else we can do with the Outlook integration. I have some emails here that looks like John Nichols sent me an email. He's a new client. I don't have him in my ACT database. So you can actually create a contact from within ACT. So I'm going to select John's email address and click on, again, I'm using my ACT icons. This option is to create an ACT contact. So again, I'm in Outlook, but I'm going to create an ACT contact. When I click this button, an email comes up, a box displays the new contact. I can fill in any information that I want about John that I know. Notice it fills in the email address for me automatically. And when I choose OK, that's actually creating a contact record in ACT. Now that a contact record has been created, I want to attach this email to John's contact record. So I can click on the Attach to ACT Contacts. And when I do that, ACT and Outlook, they look for matching email addresses. When it finds the matching email address, it'll find John, and I just choose OK. And now that email is on John's contact record. Just to confirm that that's actually what's happening, I'm going to go to ACT, and I'm going to look up John Nichols. And what you'll notice is there is an email attachment. This is the one from yesterday, the email attachment. It might take a few seconds, but you'll see that there's an email attachment, and it will have that email that I just attached. Again, we'll give it a few seconds. Let's go back to ACT. Well, John would like some information, so I'm going to put it on my calendar that I need to contact John. Just give a follow-up call. Besides creating a contact from Outlook, I can also create an ACT activity from within Outlook. So I'm on John's email. I'm going to select Create ACT Activity. And look at this. The Schedule Activity box from ACT displays. This is going to be a meeting. I think I'll change this, though. I think I'll change this to a phone call. Notice it found John, and this phone call is going to be a follow-up phone call. So when I choose OK, that's actually creating an ACT contact. I don't need these emails any longer because I've actually attached them to John's contact record. Let's take a look on John's record now. I'll go ahead and refresh. And if you'll notice, there's an activity that was scheduled for John on the calendar for today at 10:39. One thing I'd like to show you, besides the ability to create a new contact from your inbox, to be able to create an ACT activity from your inbox, and to be able to attach an email from your inbox, and it really doesn't have to be your inbox. It can be any place, any of your folders. One thing that I like to do is I delete these emails out of my inbox because I don't need them any longer. I know that I can go to an account and I can find these emails by just going directly to the account. Now I'm on Cindy Cool's account. I'm looking for a particular email that I sent her. So I see that there are emails sent. I'm sure I have some email attached. And I have maybe some other histories in here. Typically you'll be showing all histories. I just want to see the emails. I can filter my history view by clicking the drop-down area for types. I'm going to select none, and then I just want to see the emails that I've sent. Perhaps I'm looking for a particular email. Again, I don't have to search through my sent items. I can easily find it. And again, I can drill down. I can be as specific as I want in the type of email that I want to find. And now all I'm seeing are the emails, so I can easily search through those emails. I'd like to show you another change that you may want to make to an email. There are a lot of times we send emails to a client or to a personal contact, and we don't want that email recorded. Remember that our default we set was to email the subject and the message. I can override the default by clicking on the Add-ins tab, selecting the drop-down, and I can say None, and the email will not be recorded. Another option that you may want to select, you might be sending some brochures or a quote or a proposal. You want to capture the attachment. So I can do that by changing my default, not the default, but I can change my history type to email, subject, message, and all attachments. We frequently get support phone calls where clients are reporting that their emails are not attaching, even though their integration is set up. Again, the way that the integration works is that ACT looks for a matching email address. If it finds a matching email address, then that email is able to be attached to the contact record. What happens to those emails that there's not a matching email address? ACT places those in what's called the history queue, and it continually tries to attach the email. If you'll notice in the lower right-hand corner of my screen, in my notification area, I have an icon, which is a white envelope with a red circle with a white X. When I see that icon, that tells me that there are emails I said to attach, but ACT was not able to attach them. Now I have mine set so it's visible. For most of you, you'll have to select the Show Hidden Icons up arrow, and you'll find that icon here. That icon only appears when necessary. So I'm going to right-click on that icon, and I'm going to Show Progress. The tab that you need to focus on is this middle tab, Not Attached Messages. All of these emails were not able to be attached. So I need to investigate why that is. So typically, I suggest sorting by the to. That way, when you have multiple emails to the same person, they'll be sorted in order and you can deal with those all together. So let's take a look at this first one. Alexander Nicole. That's not an email that I need to keep. So I'm going to remove that email address just by selecting Remove. Bill Willis, that's a contact in my ACT database. So I need to investigate why that email is not being recorded. So I'm going to click back into my ACT database. I'm going to look up Bill Willis and see why that email couldn't attach. Now there are 3 reasons why the emails won't attach. The contact is not in your ACT database. The contact is in the ACT database, but the email address is missing. And the third reason would be because the email address that you have in the ACT database is not the email address you used to send the email. So if I take a look, I notice that Bill's email address is missing. So it's very easy for me. I'm going to go back to my history queue. This is Bill's email address. So I'm just going to copy and then paste it into his contact record. I'll go ahead and save that. Now when I go back to my history queue, I can easily just retry attach, and Bill's history should now have a, I'll go ahead and refresh that, we'll now have that email populated. So I figured out why Bill isn't receiving the emails. Cindy Cool, well, she's not receiving the email. Well, I know that she is in my contacts. Well, I realized that Cindy Cool's email address on her contact record is her trainingsolutionsinc.com email address. But I sent this email to her personal address. So I'm going to go ahead and manually attach that email. To do that, I just click Attach to ACT Contact, and Cindy's record. I'll find Cindy's record, and then I can manually attach. So it's really important that you monitor this history queue because, again, you may be missing emails that you think are being attached, and the other reason is that this can clog up and slow down your system. Let's move on to the email integration with Google. I know many of you may use Google as your email carrier. So let's click on Tools, Integrate with Google. The first thing we need to do is to set up our Google integration preferences. What database do we want to connect with Google? So the database is connected. The next thing we need to do is to register our account. This will give Google and ACT the ability to talk to each other. So we have a Google email account, and we're giving permission, Gmail is giving permission to ACT to work with mail, calendars, contacts. So we'll scroll down, choose Allow. Once I have allowed that, then I have the ability to record the history. Again, I would fill these out appropriately. These are basically the same choices that we have seen. And I can even set up automatic integration, how often I want to synchronize. So again, I hope that you've seen how these techniques can help you find those buried emails. Cindy?
Great, thanks, Joyce. We are running out of time. Sorry about that. We didn't get into integrating calendars, but we can definitely talk about that maybe at a later time. We did want to just make you aware of our next presentation will be on October 27th, where we will show you how to find contacts in a snap. We're going to be talking about groups and companies in our short segment October 27th, so feel free to sign up for that. If you need that sign-up registration site again, please check out our website. It's listed there below. And again, these videos that we're doing will be posted to our website, as well as you will be receiving a link for this particular presentation in the next few days. Again, we are here to help. Our passion is to help you use ACT properly and help you get the most out of ACT. So if there's anything that we can do for you, please reach out to us. Our email addresses are there below. Again, thank you that you are attending our time and our webinars that we're putting out these last few months, and look forward to, again, showing you some more things about ACT. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.